Assalamualaikum. Hello guys, my name is Hasan Ahmad Salam. I'm from session 13 of Group 7. This is our field philosophy. The topic chosen is social media and its effects on mental health and solutions. So, to start, here are the highlights. Over the last 20 years, something huge has happened. Social media didn't just grow, it exploded. Platforms became faster, smarter, and more addictive. And today, based on our research, more than 4.3 million people, yes, over half the planet, use social media. And the average user spends about 2.5 hours a day on these apps, such as Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat.
And honestly, it makes sense. Social media gives our minds what they naturally crave: connection. Our body needs nutrition, our mind needs stimulation. Talking, sharing, debating, feeling, and understanding. And this technology makes them easier than ever. We can connect with anyone, anywhere, at any time.
But here's where things get complicated. Even though we are connecting online more than at any point in human history, many people are feeling less connected to real life. As more of our communication moves into virtual spaces, real-world interactions can start to fade. And that shift has brought some serious concerns about our mental and emotional well-being.
So the big question back to us is, how is social media actually affecting our mental health? Is it helping us feel supported, or is it increasing stress, anxiety, loneliness, and pressure? And there's another important point. Young people are especially vulnerable. Kids and young adults are at a critical stage of development. From identity, self-esteem, social relationship, and constant exposure to social media can intensively emotional risk. That's why researchers, parents, and educators and entire communities are paying attention. Social media isn't just a tool anymore. It's facing how we think, how we feel, and how we see ourselves. But understanding that is only the first step. To make real change, we need to dig deeper into how social media affects mental well-being, what specific patterns are harmful, what patterns might actually be helpful, and what solution can reduce the risk.
So, in this video, we're going to explore 3 key things: the effects of social media on mental health, the good and the bad. Number 2 is why younger generations are especially impacted. Third, realistic solutions and healthy strategies that individuals, families, educators, and policymakers can use to reduce the harm. Alright, now that we have set the stage, let's dive into the actual psychological and emotional impacts of social media, starting with the risk that most people don't realize they're facing every day.
Our first research objective is to examine the relationship between social media use and mental health issues, specifically anxiety, depression, stress, and loneliness. But what does that really mean? It's not just about saying social media is bad. It's about understanding how and why this platform influence the way we feel. When we scroll through the feeds, we aren't just seeing pictures or updates. We are experiencing social cues, comparisons, and constant feedback. This all affects our mood and mental state. And this isn't just an assumption. Research backs it up. For example, a meta-analysis of over 26,000 students found that social media addiction has a strong positive correlation with anxiety, depression, and loneliness. It also shows a negative correlation with self-esteem. So, the more heavily someone uses social media, the more likely they are to experience these negative emotions. Another study found that people who use social media intensely, which was about 59% of the participants, report significantly higher levels of anxiety, depression, and stress. This clearly shows that the amount of time and intensity of use do matter. But the tricky part is understanding the direction. Does social media cause this feeling, or are people already feeling stressed or lonely and then turning to social media? That's what our research aims to untangle. Researchers have also noticed specific patterns. For example, comparing yourself to perfect posts can increase anxiety and lower self-esteem. That night scrolling is linked to stress and poor sleep. Exposure to cyberbullying can worsen depression. A review of 114 studies even found that almost 79% report negative effects like increased loneliness, anxiety, or mood problems. But here is the interesting part. Social media isn't always harmful. About 1/3 of studies also found positive effects when people use social media intentionally. For example, supportive online communities can help reduce loneliness and increase social connection. So understanding this mechanism, the how and the why, is crucial. It gives us a foundation for the next step. Knowing which habits to avoid, which behaviors to encourage, and how to create strategy to protect mental health while still enjoying the benefits of social media. So by examining this relationship carefully, we are not just identifying the problems, we are also equipping ourselves with the knowledge to take meaningful action, which leads directly into our next objective, identifying the positive and negative effects of prolonged social media use.
Our second research objective is to identify the positive and negative effects of prolonged social media engagement. Because here's the thing, social media isn't all bad. It's a tool, and like any tool, it can be used in ways that help us or harm us. Let's start with the negative effects. Prolonged social media use is linked not just to mental health issues but also to sleep problems. A systematic review with meta-analysis found a small but significant positive association between problematic social media use and sleep disturbance, as well as anxiety and depression. This means that heavy use can make our sleep worse, and the lack of sleep can feed into stress and lower mental well-being. Also, there's evidence from intervention studies, which is a systematic review of interventions reducing social media use, found that about 70% of the studies show that reducing or changing how people use social media improve mental well-being outcomes such as depression, anxiety, and loneliness. Plus, a meta-analysis on social media detox found that doing a digital detox significantly reduced depressive symptoms, which is standardized mean difference, which is negative 0.29. These negative effects often come from social comparison, constant pressure, and always being on. Seeing others' curated lives can make us feel we are not measuring up. It can also trigger constant stress because we feel we need to respond, like, comment, or maintain an image. Beyond mental health, there can be physical or behavioral causes too. For example, in a survey study, 73.6% of students reported poor sleep, 63% reported eye movement, and 76.6%
or kind interactions are linked to flourishing. In a sample of 1,429 Swiss teenagers, positive experiences and social media inspiration were significantly connected with flourishing, whereas negative experiences were inversely rated. Also, how we use social media matters a lot. A long-term study found that when people engage actively and socially, not just passively scrolling, their social media use is associated with better psychological well-being. In other words, truly social interactions through social media can boost our mental health, but passive consumption less so. And there's emerging evidence for pathogenic effect of social media. When people share copying stories publicly, they can actually reduce stress and depression in others who would read them. So the key takeaway is this: social media has both risks and rewards. And the net effects depends on how much, and where we use it. Identifying these positive and negative effects helps us know which behavior to encourage, which use can build us up, and which habits to be careful of. By understanding these effects clearly, we pave the way for a practical solution that leads into our next objective: developing strategies to promote healthier, more mindful social media use. And I will pass up to my friends.
So now I continue with the practical solutions. For individuals, small changes make a real difference. A 14-day social media abstinence study has shown that reduced depression and anxiety, better sleep, and improved body image. A 2025 Nature review also found that short breaks, even 1 to 14 days, lead to a small to moderate boost in well-being. So simple habits like short digital detox periods, no phone before bed, and apps timer can improve mood and sleep within days. The second is the families and educators solution. For family and school, active guidance works better than just restricting them from using mobile device. A 2024 systematic review found that parents who explain to their children about the cons of using mobile device and talk openly about the online experiences can help the children to become lower problematic and have a better environment. A 2025 review also shows that direction meditation boosts the self-regulation and reduces the risky online behavior. Now I pass the mic.
Some simple practices that can be included in everyone's lives. First of all, setting limits on net scrolling to protect sleep, since Islam emphasizes caring for the body and maintaining good health. Second, guarding the eyes and the heart by avoiding content that triggers envy, comparison, or negativity. This aligns with the Islamic teaching to avoid harm, not around or wrong. Third, intention setting, which is niyyah. Before using social media, enter it with a purpose, not mindlessly. Number 4, digital zikr breaks for Muslims. Stepping away from the screen for a few minutes to listen to with remembrance of what reflection will go. Last but not least, I'm sure everyone can integrate this in their life, which is promoting good, such as sharing uplifting messages, kindness, and beneficial knowledge, in line with the prophetic teaching to spread goodness wherever possible. Also, the research also shows that culturally grounded messages improve engagement. So, involving imams, youth leaders, and community groups can help reinforce healthy digital habits in the than learning. Correct. So, in short, to wrap up everything that I've said so far, short brain breaks improve well-being, active parental guidance boundaries, platform and policy design support healthy rules, ethical and cultural values learned. Together, this form a multi-level evidence-based strategy for healthier digital habits. So for me,
So, what have you learned today? Social media is not just a tool, it's a part of our daily life, shaping how we think, we feel, and also interact with the world. It invests on mental health, a real, complex, and open double edge.
So, what we explore is 3 key areas. First, examining the relationship between social media use and mental health, which is understanding how scrolling, notifications, and online interactions can influence stress, anxiety, depression, and loneliness. Second, identifying the positive and negative effects, which is realizing that while social media can connect, educate, and build confidence, it can also foster comparison, stress, and isolation. Third is recommending practical solutions, which is from individual strategies like creating your feed, setting screen time limits, and practicing mindfulness to family, educational, policy, and ethical guidance for a safer, healthier digital space.
The takeaway is simple. Social media itself isn't the enemy. It's how we use it that matters. By understanding its impact, making mindful choices, and applying practical strategies, we can protect our mental health, foster personal growth, and create supportive online communities.
Remember, your mental well-being is worth the effort. Use the social media intentionally, stay connected in a healthy way, and don't forget to take breaks when needed. Small changes can make a big difference.
thank you for watching, guys. And remember, the mind becomes what it consumes. When we reclaim our attention, we reclaim ourselves. Let social media serve you, not steal you. That's all from us. Group 7. Bye-bye.